Welcome back to Tap Tempo with me, Matt Lang. This week on the show, I've got Monstergetdown, also known as Charlie Torres. And Charlie has been part of the Mousetrap family for what seems like a few years. He's certainly been on a number of the We Are Friends compilations, but he actually, and surprisingly, only just had his debut EP come out last week. It's called 28mm, and it's 3 tracks of some bouncy tech house tunes. So it seemed like a good time to get him on the show, get into his head a bit, see what makes him function, why he is the monster that gets down, and all of the above. So, without further ado, here's Monster getting down.
Down, 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 down.
Have you explained why Monstergetdown is Monstergetdown before?
What do you mean? Like how I came up with the name?
Yeah.
Not on record.
Okay. Do you want it?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, it was like when I first started. When I first started making songs, like any little, I guess, progression, or like I would make a song and it would just, the first few songs I made were just like a kick, hat, and a clap. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is sick. And then I learned about sampling, and I just throw everything in the sampler. And then I had sampled this one song by iMonster called The Blue Wrath. And yeah, I was just like, damn, this song gets down. Because every song after that I was just making, they were shitty, you know? They were just like, it would just be one more sound. Like instead of a kick, hat, and a clap, it'd have a sample like that. A sampled, or it would be a tom or like a clav now. And then, yeah, I was just like, damn, this song gets down. And I named the song Monstergetdown. And it sat there for a while. And then eventually I was like, I think I'm going to use that as a name.
That's funny.
Yeah, and it worked out. Yeah.
How long were you doing it before, I guess, you got signed and all that?
I didn't like onto Mousetrap, or just like releasing tracks. Cause I used to put out so much shit music. Like,
did you?
Yeah, like on a lot of like bad labels, I guess you could sound. I can say bad labels, smaller labels. Yeah. But like it was like one of those things where you send them a track and they're like, we want this, and sometimes they wouldn't even send you a contract. Right. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or they would not respond to you whatsoever, and then just release a track and be like, why the fuck is this shit on Spotify? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then now when I try to hit them, they're like, oh, why after so many years? It's like, well, I barely realized that you fucking decided to upload the song.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I never had that happen.
That's crazy, yeah.
I had some like weird experiences with smaller labels, but no one ever uploaded a track of mine and distributed it without my knowledge.
Yeah, I know that. It's happened like a few times.
A few times?
Yeah. And once I try to tell them, like once I find out about it, like, what the fuck? And they're like, no, it's been up for a while. How come you didn't complain? It's like, how am I supposed to know? You never responded to me. I never got like anything like, hey, we want to sign it, or like nothing.
Well, on the bright side, they didn't make any money from it either.
Yeah, that too, because they didn't get streamed at all. Nobody bought that shit.
You didn't even know. You're not going to promote it.
It's like nobody bought that shit.
No one buys anything anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that's... And then eventually, like, it was like, I think 2 years ago, or the first, I think it might have been... Because I was supposed to be on We Are Friends 3.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 with the one song that I sent to Chris. And I only actually got his email because I forgot what the website's called, but they show like a ton of labels and the A&Rs and the emails. And I was like, oh, fuck. I happened to stumble across Mousetrap, and I was like, fuck it. They started sending a shitload of music. Like,
no kidding.
Yeah, like a lot of music. And then eventually I just got hit up like, we want this one. And I didn't even believe it. Like, I was like, wait, what? And I replied, and he's like, yeah, we like this shit. You know, let's put it out. And then I had to fix it a little bit, and ended up not coming out. And then I came out on We Are Friends 4 with Extinction.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, it's just been Mousetrap only because they take care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Seriously. Like,
it's cool. Like,
with them was the first time I ever got paid for a song.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other times it was just like, oh yeah, we'll stream it if it makes more than $25. We'll send you like a little fucking royalty shit.
Yeah, right.
I never got anything. I was like, you sons of bitches. But yeah, that's all.
That's great. Well, yeah, it seems like Chris has taken you under his wing a lot. Like, it seems like it's really, really good for you. Like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you were just up at his house, like, because he's living in the hills now or something?
Yeah, a few days ago I was there. That's pretty cool. We listened to Rinzen's new shit.
Oh,
yeah, it's really good.
Don't you have a track on that?
No, his new EP. No, he had the track with me on my EP that just came out.
Oh,
yeah, Paradox. That's the one that Deadmau5 played in on the BBC radio show. Okay, I think it's like a week ago or a few days ago. I'm not even sure.
Oh, you guys are just back to back.
Yeah.
Okay,
it was cool.
How'd that come about?
Well, we were already talking about putting my EP together.
Yeah.
And me and him were already talking about making that song. And then he gave us both a shout out saying like, oh, these are some dope producers from LA and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told Renzo, now we really have to work on a fucking song. Like, we got to make it dope, you know?
That's funny.
And we ended up, well, we had already set up to like, you know, collaborate and shit. So I went over, we used his Sub 37 and the TR8 and we just built from there.
Right on.
Yeah. And then when I was at Output,
Yeah.
I played it there. And as I was playing it, he kicked me. He was behind me and he kicked me and he was like, hey,
Mike
what is
or
it?
Joel?
Joel. He kicked me like, yeah, what is this? And I was like, is it new? And I was like, yeah, it's me and Renz. And he was like, all right, cool. And then he just vibed out. You know?
Yeah.
It was dope.
That's sweet, man.
It was a trip.
Yeah. That's super cool.
And that was my first time there too. I really enjoyed it as well.
Output.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my favorite club.
It's a lot different than in pictures, but it's nice. Like,
It's my favorite club.
Yeah.
It's just a big black room
Yeah.
with like the best sound system in the States.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it was nice trying out some new tracks on there as well. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
That's sick, man. How do you like Rinzen's new EP?
From what I remember, it was dope.
Yeah.
And then those little snippets they keep posting on Facebook and Instagram, they're dope too.
Yeah.
I like it.
I should get him on here.
You should.
'Cause he was here. He did me.
Yeah, I know,
we
that's
did
why
the
he
reverse.
recorded it, yeah.
So I was always like, once you have some music out, we'll flip it. And then music comes out and he doesn't tell me.
It comes out Friday, I think his EP comes out.
Okay.
I think it's called Forbidden City. Yeah,
Friday the 13th. Cool.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
All right.
Bad luck.
No. That's
Well, good for him, but
that's the best luck. Actually, both my parents are born on like 13th of a month.
oh, okay.
My dog was the 13th September. My cats are April 13th. Both of them.
I didn't think you liked dogs.
I do. I grew up with a dog. I just more of a cat person now.
You're a cat man.
Yeah. Tanya's October 13th. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's so many 13s in my life. It's really bizarre.
That's crazy.
No, Friday the 13th is like a lucky day for me, theoretically.
How was the show you just had?
Which one?
What do you mean? There was one in downtown.
Oh, yeah, on Saturday?
Yeah.
It was interesting. There are these little underground warehouse parties.
My friend told me it was like he got an address to an address.
Yeah.
Well, he met up at a spot and then there they gave him another address.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. And I mean, people didn't even really start showing up until 2:00 in the morning. But
God damn.
it's a thing. Like, I was...
Like after hours?
It's an after hours thing. It gets crowded. There were, I want to say, and this wasn't like a huge night for them, and there were probably 400 people there.
Wow.
When I finished playing at about 4:00 in the morning.
What time did you go on?
2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I did 2 to 4.
What time was it over?
6, maybe. I don't know. There was some guy playing after me.
Like, I fucking left.
Yeah, I left because I had to go to Denver the next day.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
How was Denver?
Cold.
Yeah.
Dude, it snowed.
That's nice. I remember the first time I actually seen snow, like, falling from the sky was at was it? I forget what that shit's called. The Random Label Party in...
Like Toronto or something like that?
No, it was in New York at House of Yes. It was the first time I ever seen snow fall from the sky.
Oh,
it was
my God.
insane. Yeah.
That was only last year.
Oh, this year, at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, right.
I was tripping out like, oh my fucking God.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I made a snowball. Like, tried to bring it home. No, but I threw it at someone.
Holy shit.
It was cool. I really enjoyed it. That was the first time I ever went to New York as well. I mean, I was only there for like 14 hours, but it was still nice.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you got to spend more time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
And then we
city.
went to that Output one, but I was only there for, a day. But I got to eat like barbecue and walked around and shit like that. It was cool.
Have you had barbecue in Texas?
And I'm going to, though, when we go.
Yeah. We're having barbecue in like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm down with that.
You've played in Texas before, yeah?
No, my first time, yeah.
Oh, you couldn't play at a better or a worse spot then. No, you couldn't play at a better spot. Kingdom is amazing. It's a great club.
I read reviews, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, I like to look up pictures. As soon as they ask me, do you want to play here? Yeah, sure. I check it out, the reviews and the pictures and what it looks like and the nights they had before. And
I think it's the best club in like the South, in the Midwest probably, or like the South Midwest.
Yeah.
Or Southwest, whatever. Technically, we're Southwest here.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So it's the best club in Texas and surrounding areas. Easily.
Yeah, no, but that's my first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Canada was dope.
At Rebel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first time going out of the country.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. I forgot about that.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about Rebel?
I don't know. Like the little circle thing they had up there that was moving around all crazy. I didn't even realize that was up there until like 5 minutes before I was off. Like,
yeah, it made for some cool photos.
Shit. Yeah, it was cool. It just lit up red. It was nice.
Yeah. How'd you find Joel's house?
It was fucking crazy. That shit was like, it was epic. I don't know. Yeah, it was pretty epic. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pool, like the house, the little synth museum we went into, like his house.
Yeah.
It was like the little game room downstairs, the theater room. The actual studio was even crazier.
Yeah, the studio's great.
Yeah, I never thought I'd actually get to be in there, like ever step in there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was the last thing on my mind,
Yeah, he likes to share that,
No, but I mean like ever. Like I never thought I'd ever be invited to his house. Like it was crazy. It was like a...
Yeah, he's very generous.
Yeah. A nice dude.
Yeah.
From, the only times I've ever talked to him, he's very chill. Yeah.
No, he's genuinely very generous and very kind. With a prickly exterior.
What's up with that, the Rick and Morty sauce?
I don't know.
Me either.
I haven't seen any of that show.
Me either. I've only seen the preview. I remember when it was coming out, I was like, I want to check that show out, but then I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want things to be like all hype and then you watch it and it's like, it's kind of like mediocre or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those like Lethal Weapon moments where I'm like too old for this shit, but I just don't get it. I've seen a couple clips and it's just over my head.
Yeah, the only clip I ever actually got to see was because when I was playing at Output, like at the last like maybe minute or so of my set, Deadmau5 started playing these fucking "Show Me What You Got," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Looking around, like, "What the fuck is that?" And I guess it's from like this big face in the show that comes to the planet, and like if you don't, I guess it looks for musical talent or some shit like that, and so I said, "Show me what you got," and they start performing. Like it's fucking weird. It's kind of funny, but it's weird. Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of cartoons? I mean, you're wearing a Beavis and Butthead shirt, but yeah.
I watch South Park. I like King of the Hill a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Looney Tunes. I just haven't watched that like recently.
20 years.
Maybe, more or less. Yeah. No, I don't really watch, but just that. Yeah.
The only one I've really accepted in my adult years was Metalocalypse.
I watched a little bit of that, like when I was a bit younger, like a teenager.
Yeah. Stuff. Yeah, I mean, that show's 10 years old now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That show's
okay. Cool. Yeah, I can see you like
so
that.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Just pretty much anything on Adult Swim.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I used to watch a lot of that stuff.
They have this show right now, God, something about hell. It's not I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, because that's the Tucker Max book.
Oh, isn't that a movie?
Well, yeah, it's a movie, too.
Yeah, I think in that movie, isn't it like they're in a hotel or something, and the guy runs down like to the fucking elevator and he shits himself, I think.
I never saw the movie, but
I think that's
I read the book, and I think I do remember that scene from the book. But no, there's this show on Adult Swim, and I gotta look it up because it's about all these it's about hell, and it's a comedy, but it's a rather like violent comedy. But it's as if hell is kind of like working in like a corporate like office space kind of environment, and Satan is of course the boss, your pretty face is going to hell. That's what it's called, and it's really silly. Every episode's like 10 minutes long, and it's just
I like that Adult Swim does that. They used to have this show that I liked called, I think it was 12 Ounce Mouse or some shit like that. It was seriously like kids' drawings. It looked like shit, but it was hilarious. And Squidbillies too.
Oh, I remember Squidbillies, yeah.
Oh, fuck, that shit is so stupid.
Yeah, I'm going back in time right now. I'm rewatching, did you ever see Rescue Me?
No.
It was on FX 10 years ago. Wow. And it was Dennis Leary, and like it was all New York City firefighters in post 9/11 New York.
And it's like a cartoon type-ish thing?
No.
Or just a regular show?
No, it's a scripted drama, which they don't really make a lot of anymore. But the writing is so good, and it's such a New York show, and it pulls on my heartstrings. So I'm like, I feel like I'm at home with these kind of characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a show that I was really into was Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah,
I watched so much of that.
I watched a lot of that.
When I went to Output, we drove through like Queens and all that shit, and I was just looking around like, hey, I seen this in the show. I seen this in the show.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like coming back from the airport.
Yeah, it was cool.
So did you get to go into Manhattan at all?
I think I'm not even sure if we drove through. I don't know. I remember going through Chinatown. It looked pretty bad.
Oh, that's Manhattan. Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It didn't look that great to me. I thought Manhattan was nice.
It is nice.
I guess not Chinatown.
Chinatown's Chinatown.
Even this Chinatown over here is kind of like whatever.
Chinatown has their own rules.
Yeah.
But that's also where you can go. You can get like really good cheap groceries, and if you ever need to get like fake Oakleys for like $8.
Yeah,
Chinatown, like House and Street. That's your jam right there.
They got everything, pipes, all that shit.
Yeah. Like a lot of famous skate spots that you would recognize. That's around like the Chinatown area.
In New York over there?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I got to go over the bridge too. I'm not sure if it was the Queens Bridge.
Probably the Williamsburg Bridge if you were coming from...
Yeah, I got to see that little thing. It kind of reminds me of Italy or some shit like that, I think. It's like this little like arch. I think they have something like that in Italy. I'm not even sure.
Williamsburg Bridge is more
I don't know. On one side, there's like an
Did it have like brackets? Or did you drive through it or did you walk?
Well, I drove.
Yeah.
My Uber, yeah.
And you came from Output?
Going to Output.
Yeah, it was probably Williamsburg.
Because I was I flew into Jersey.
Newark.
There you go.
That airport sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really small. Well, it seemed really small.
It's not small. It's just dirty. Yeah. JFK isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not
I flew
bad.
into there when I went to a House of Yes, that random legal party, yeah.
We're so, like, LAX is really quite good. We're really spoiled.
A lot of traffic, but it's nice. It's easy to get around. I just don't like the wait. Like, I always try to go 2 hours earlier because as soon as I get in line, it happens every time. There's a shitload of people just behind me, and it's like,
you got to get TSA pre.
Yeah, I know. Do you have to pay for that?
Yeah, it's like $80, but it lasts for 5 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you just get your own security line.
That's cool.
Ever since I've had it.
Yeah, because I've seen that little line before, and I wonder, like, how come they're...
Yeah, so you get your own lane, you apply for it, and then they have you do an interview, which is really you just verify the information on your ID, basically.
I want to make sure who you say you are.
Yeah, that's all it is. And they get it, and then they give you a TSA pre, like a trusted...
Little card?
No, not even. You just have a number they give you. And whenever you buy a ticket, then you just put in your number into like the space where they say, what is your trusted traveler information number, or whatever it's called.
Does that make you board faster, or is that just for when you go through security check?
Security.
Okay. But that's crazy. They created a membership for that, like just to get there faster.
Well, now there's a whole other one now called Clear, and that's like, it's a lot more expensive. It's like $20 a month or something like that. And then it's like really expedited. I think because the problem with TSA Pre in a way is that they tried to get a lot of the elderly to actually sign up into it so they weren't in the normal lines. But then now you have, I mean, they're going to move slower and they're going to be more confused with the new security systems. And, it's not like ageism, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
And so even though you have your expedited line, it might sometimes take kind of a while because you might have a cluster of the elderly who don't understand this new system. And you have to get around it. And I mean, I'll be the asshole. I'm not. I walk in front of people. Like as soon as I'm through the guy, I don't wait for people to try to figure out how to unpack their bag. I just throw my stuff right on the counter. I just walk through the gate and I get
like,
it. And
wrap
I go.
it up, B.
It kind of was like,
Yeah, wrap that shit up.
well, I fly a lot, you know?
Yeah,
so it's like I have it down to a system, and most people don't care because they just say like, oh, he knows what he's doing. Okay, no problem. But every now and then you get that one person. It's like, hey, you have to wait in line. It's like you have 20 feet of space in front of you that you're not using.
Yeah.
You're holding up the line.
That's true.
I'm not the rude one. You actually are.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Did you already do that Dolby?
Yeah,
When was that?
a month ago.
How was that?
Train wreck.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the sound wise, or you train wrecked?
I train wrecked too, but that was because of a lot of tech issues we had.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just part of an emerging technology. You know, there are a lot of bugs because it's brand new, and the only way we find these bugs is by
Testing it.
on the road. And that's all it was. You know, for this one time, it just failed. And
But you've done it before, right?
yeah, I did it in London last year. And that was an equally challenging experience. But that was, I mean, they'd only...
So you just DJ regular? Do you have to do everything through stems, or how does that work?
So you're controlling it off of CDJs and a Pioneer 900. But there's no audio going. They're just acting as MIDI controllers. And they are controlling Dolby's DJ app on a laptop. And then from there, you can only have 2 tracks at a time. But then each track is also broken down into however many stems you created in Atmos. So each track could be 22 channels. And then you have the ability to, you know, pan things individually, solo, whatever, mute things. But I don't really do a lot of that. Just, I mean, you know the way I like to DJ.
Yeah, 4 decks and
right, and I can't,
tractor.
I can't do that.
On that shit, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's just kind of like back and forth.
Yeah, tracks, and there's no key lock.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they were to be doing key lock, they'd have to be time stretching. If you have 2 tracks loaded up, 44 channels in real time at any given moment.
That's crazy.
So you can't do it. But at least not yet. You know, not with... Maybe as computers get faster, or they
figure out a way.
Yeah, they get the CPU to more like economic level. But I don't know. It was just a night where everything fell apart.
You're like, fuck this, I just want to go home.
Well, fortunately, I was going home soon after.
Yeah.
I was going home the next day. But yeah, it was a bad gig. But by no fault of anyone at Soundbar and like the guys who run that club. Like, you'll play there at some point, and
hopefully, yeah, that'd be cool.
You will. It's one of my favorite clubs also to play. We're just like hitting all the good clubs right now, like Output and Kingdom and Soundbar. But if you go, when you go to Chicago, there's this burger restaurant called Kuma's.
Kuma's?
It's a death metal burger bar.
Oh, they have one. I'm not sure if it's called the same thing, but there's one like in Alhambra by the theater.
Really?
I think it's called Grill 'Em All. It's like Metallica.
Yeah,
like Kill 'Em All. Yeah.
That's not far at all.
They have I think they have, what's that guy's name? He sings We're Not Gonna Take It.
D. Snyder?
He has a burger there. Yeah, and like I think the dudes from Metallica have a burger there. And
Grill 'Em? Oh my God.
Grill 'Em All, yeah.
That's amazing.
They have like a bunch of burgers named after like I think they have an Alice Cooper burger or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I remember I seen it. I was like, no fucking way. That's insane. That's cool.
Grill 'Em All.
Grill 'Em All, yeah.
In Alhambra. That's only like 15 minutes away from here.
Yeah. That's
amazing. I heard this awesome interview with it was Alice Cooper's old manager, or I guess still manager, Shep Gordon, and what they did for it was like the first time he was playing London, and they wanted to like make this show like a giant success. So I guess they were having some pushback because already, you know, this is the 70s, and at the time,
like demonic or whatever.
Yeah,
supposedly.
It was like it was offensive to moral values or whatever bullshit they were calling it.
And they get over it. It's crazy.
Well, so what these guys do, they got like one of those like billboard trucks, and then they just drive it through one of the squares, like Trafalgar Square or something like that. and they just then like abandon the truck and leave it. So suddenly, you know, they have to get, it's like a really crowded street. It's creating a huge traffic jam.
But everybody's seen
everybody's
billboard,
seeing it. And then, you know, they have to get like tow trucks. And then of course the news gets involved.
And that's like major promotion and
so
shit.
So they got all this publicity for this one show. And of course, and then they sold the thing out because of course it was something that was, you know, so viewed as like, you know, immoral. And even just the promotion itself was kind of devious. Then all the teenage girls wanted to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
That is.
It's like, I think it was on the Tim Ferriss podcast or something like that. It was just, yeah, they did some really crafty things, man. It was really, really entertaining.
That'd be interesting to do now.
Yeah. I wonder how you even would do that now. Because it's all social media now.
Yeah.
And how do you do it without like doing like some idiotic meme?
That too.
You know?
That's crazy, man. I trip out on shit.
Like, what would be the weirdest thing you would do for promotion?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not that clever. Yeah, I'm not that clever. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. You guys
had cool music videos and stuff, or like kind of artsy things for this last release.
Oh yeah, they had like it was dark and they had the bus stop and like the flickering lights and then walking like dark. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any like input in that, or they just?
I shot a ton of like a bunch of ideas. Like I kind of wanted like this, kind of wanted like that, and then they shot me 4 different ideas. Like it was because I wanted to do like this kind of like brainwash type thingy, but then I started thinking like, nah, Rez has done that. Like she's doing that mass manipulation thing, which is dope, you know. And I was like, I can't do that. And then I wanted to do like what's the name of that movie They Live? You know, like have you seen that movie?
No.
It's about this Rowdy Piper's in it, and he's like I don't even know how it starts, but it's supposed to be like that he talks about like consumerism, like and all kinds of crazy shit. And he finds these glasses and he puts them on and he sees like corporate people and like fucking the president and all kinds of congressmen with like these crazy looking faces, like almost skeleton type, like zombie-ish.
Huh.
And when he looks at magazines, it'll say like obey, buy me, reproduce, fucking
right. It's all the subtext.
Drink this, yeah. And it's like I guess like that consumerism stuff and like subliminal messages and everything like that. And that movie's a trip. That shit was made in like the 70s or something like that. But watching it now tripped me out. Like, holy shit, this is what's going on now. Like, it's so weird.
It is weird.
But that's what I wanted to do with that, with my EP. But then after, I was kind of like, it's kind of like that brainwash thing. And then they sent me, one of the 4 ideas was the bus stop one. And I was looking at that like, man, that would be so cool if they can like scratch my logo onto the glass.
Yeah.
And obviously they edited it on there, and it came out pretty cool. Nice. I was just like, hey, that's dope.
Nice.
It worked out well.
Yeah. Did you have a creative concept for the EP, or is it just you kind of did the tracks and then figured it out later?
I don't know. I had a ton of tracks, and we just had to sift through them all.
Yeah.
Well, one of them that was for sure was going to be on there was 28mm, because that was the track that got me noticed by Joel.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had already been talking to Chris. And I think this was when we were after that song Creature, the one that was supposed to come out but never did.
Yeah.
I hadn't sent him music in like 6-7 months, I think.
Okay. Because
I was just like in this whole like, oh, my music sucks, I don't know what, you know, like.
Yeah.
And
I ended self-loathing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just a lot of it. And I had these like 9 tracks that were just sitting there like complete. Right. And I just never did anything with them because, like, I was just like, oh, they don't sound that great, whatever. And it was one of those days I was just like, you know what? I'm going to fucking export it. And I'll just shoot it to him, whatever. If he likes it, then cool. If not, then whatever.
Sure.
And I knew they were on the bus tour. I think you were on it as well.
I actually never made it onto the actual bus because it got canceled the day before I left.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that was a bad time for me. I was like, because I was going through like a lot of like heavy personal shit at the time, and all I wanted to do was just get on a bus for 2 weeks and disappear from the planet.
Play music.
And then the day before, I get the phone call. It's not happening anymore. And it's like my bags are packed. I'm like already. I'm supposed to be leaving the next morning really early, and it's just, oh,
Yeah,
that was a bad time.
I knew they were like on the tour, so I sent him the tracks, and then like within a few hours, I get a email from Chris saying, "What's your number? I need to call you." And I sent him the email with my number, and he called me instantly and was like, "Yo, fucking, I just played this right now, and Joel's fucking loving it. He's right here dancing to it." And I was like,
sick.
And I was on the phone like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?"
That's a trip, man.
Yeah, and I was over here hating these tracks, like, "Oh my god, they don't sound good, blah blah blah," you know.
Yeah.
And after he told me that, he's like, "Yeah, so let's work more together," like, you know. And then after that, it's just been like consistent,
evolved. Yeah.
Just been making more tracks and
Yeah.
Wait, where were we at before this?
I don't know.
The idea, 28 Miller was the track that got me nervous. Yeah, so that was the first one. We always had that one in mind for the EP once it was going to come out. But that track was already like, I think like 3 years old.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't your first EP.
And this is the first one.
Really?
Yeah. First EP.
You've just been the compilations every time?
Compilations every time. I kind of been just like in the background, like,
because you still
working on stuff.
Really? Because you're everywhere with everyone.
I guess so.
That's the funny. I never realized that. So I guess Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
So
but that was the first EP that came out. But before that, I was on We Are Friends 4, 5, 6.
Right.
That's all there's been, right?
I think.
And then the anniversary one. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't been that much then. Crazy.
In the span of like 2 years, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Because We Were Friends 3 was 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I met you at the Mix Mag.
Was that?
The first time, yeah. When I opened for you guys.
Oh, with Jeff?
Yeah, you and Jeff. Yeah, that was when I first met you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought we knew each other longer than that.
No. That was when we first met, yeah.
Okay.
I was like this weird kid, like, oh my God. No.
Wow, yeah, okay, so it is that new. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you done Mix Mag since then?
No. I went to the thing. I like it.
Yeah, because, then Black Gummy and No Mana, they did that thing.
Yeah, they did that one. That was a good time.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think after that we went to the pizza shop right there.
Yeah, and the Skater Pizza Bar.
Yeah, and you put your hands on my pizza.
That does sound about right.
Yeah, that shit was cool, man. That was a good night. And then it was Factory 93 after that.
Oh, that's right. It was all that weekend, right? Because that's why Jeff was in town.
Yeah, that was the first show I played with Deadmau5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But then, then you've done 2 since then? Or 3?
3, because we did Rebel, Factory 93.
Right.
Yeah, and then
you did New York?
Output, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Factory 93 I enjoyed a lot.
I liked Factory 93 a lot.
Yeah, by the time I was off, like my second hour, there was already more than like 2,000 people. I was tripping out. Like, I kind of started getting anxiety being up there. Like, holy shit, these people are just. It's weird because I used to be one of them, like standing there. I still like to go down there, even even then. But it's weird looking at everybody look at you. It's just fucking weird. There's so much pressure.
Do you feel really?
Yeah, well, because I was on for 2 hours and I was already like drunk and I smoked a little and I started getting like pretty bad anxiety. Yeah, it was weird.
Do you get anxiety in general?
Sometimes. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't really know if it's anxiety. I just feel weird about it. I don't really know how to explain it.
Then do you get it before going on stage, or was it just that isolated show because it was a big show?
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the fuck it was, but by the time I was off, I was kind of like out of it, and it didn't help that I was also pretty fucked up. And the whole time in the back of my head, I was just thinking, like, people are telling me they like it, but did they really, really like it? You know, like, I felt like everybody was lying to me or something. Like, it was so weird.
That's because you were stoned.
Yeah, I'm pretty drunk, but it was like the weirdest feeling I ever had in my life. Like, hope I never feel like that again. Seriously, it was weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
Well, the good news is the more you do it,
Yeah.
you care less.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Because when we played at a Rebel, there was no problem. I had no problem there. I just played the show and we got off. And
that was big. That was 2,000 people.
Yeah, it was. By the time like the last 15 minutes, it was packed to the end. Like, full.
Yeah. That was a big club. Yeah.
That was nice.
That was nice. I like the warehouse feel of Factory 93 though.
Yeah.
That was like
cool.
much more. Rebel is like, it's a really pretty club, but it's a little too nice for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I liked Factory 93. It was dope though.
Yeah.
And then I seen Anna play. Well, I don't even know. I was kind of like just out of it the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I left like midway into Diagnosis set. I was like,
you
fuck
left
this.
your Moog on the stage.
Yeah, I know. I left that, dude. I left my GoPro up there. I left my flash drive, my sweater. I left everything up there because I had just walked off the stage. Like I was that tripped out, like thinking things like, "Holy shit, the fuck, this is weird."
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I looked to the right, and Anna's there, and she's like, "Hi," and I was like, "Oh, hi," and I just kind of like scrambled really quick and just walked off the stage. I didn't. Yeah. It was fucking weird.
She was really sweet.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, she's really nice.
It was really weird. And then Chris was like, "Why don't you go say bye to everyone? Go wave." And I walked up and like a quick wave and walked.
And then
out.
you were just out.
Yeah, I was out. I went and got some tacos, and people were talking to me like, "Hey, man, that shit was cool." And I was kind of just like, "Okay." I was just out of it. I was fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have problems with like fan interactions in general? No, it was just that. Yeah.
It was just like I was pretty high and pretty drunk, and then just taking it all in. And that was the first time I actually ever played to a crowd that big.
Yeah, I mean that's a big crowd. That's a really big crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, it was weird because it was everyone staring at me, but that used to be me going and standing right at the front every time, staring at the DJ like, it's crazy. It's so weird thinking about that shit.
It's a good experience, man.
It is.
Kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, but I still like to be down there as well.
Yeah, well, you can.
Yeah. But then sometimes it's like it's hot and everyone's all like moving around and sticky and sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. Maybe at a festival. I want to play more festivals. That's what I want to do.
What have you done? Like, you've done like Nocturnal or one of those, the Insomniac things?
I did Nocturnal, Escape in like 2012.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won that Discovery Project thing.
Oh.
I don't really like talking about it, but I won that.
Own it. You won it.
Yes, no. But that was a while ago. I won that, and then right after that, the next month after, I played Escape. I opened up a stage, which was cool.
Okay.
Because I got to play a bunch of the shitty tracks I was making then.
Yeah.
Thinking they were so dope, I played them all there.
Right.
They didn't sound that great, but it was still cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then I played, the year after, I played Silent Disco, which is a pretty weird experience because no one was there. But it was cool. I mean, I like the idea. Like, everybody just has headphones and you feel a sub.
Yeah.
And it's just quiet.
Weird.
Like, if you take your headphones off, it's cold, like dead silent. You just like people moving around. Like, well, there was like maybe 6 people, but yeah.
There was an empty Silent Disco.
Yeah, an empty. Well, it was pretty silent.
So it's really silent. Yeah. Oh, that's got to be
really silent disco.
That's got to be a weird experience.
It was.
I've been to one of those things before, but yeah.
It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, I immediately rejected it, and I know that's my own issue.
Like, fuck this.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. I can't feel it. Everyone's in their own world. Fuck this.
Yeah, and the one that I was playing, they had like the headphones had a little switch, so it was like the DJs are supposedly going back to back or whatever, battling. And if you don't want to listen to this guy, you can just switch the channel and listen to the other guy.
Oh my God, that's even weirder.
Sucks. Yeah, because everybody's kind of like
everyone's
dancing
on a
weird.
different channel then.
Yeah. So it's just kind of really, it was pretty
That's awkward.
Weird.
I mean, I understand the concept of silent disco if everyone's listening to the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, especially if it's a really crowded like warehouse or basement, whatever. Like, I could actually see it being pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just
because all they had was the sub going, so you at least feel that. But
it changes your interaction with people.
Yeah, but that shit was pretty weird, like different channels and stuff like that. Like,
that is strange.
And like I told you, it was empty, but the dude next to me was like going fucking nuts, jumping around, fucking all kinds of shit.
Oh my God.
It was weird. And his music was kind of like that electro-y EDM stuff, dubstep.
Yeah.
And my stuff was like the tech house, techno, deep stuff. And it was pretty weird.
What do you... How do you label your music these days?
It's like tech house, really.
Tech house, yeah.
Well, it's tech house with like a hint of techno, like
Yeah.
I just like, or techno house, whatever.
Techno house.
Yeah.
Which I would call tech house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just say techno house because it has those hints of techno. Like
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
you know, like it has the groovy tech house stuff, but it has
traditionally
those, like,
tech house does.
Yeah.
It's just this new iteration of what we have now is a different. I mean, everything evolves, but yeah. I mean, that's always what I thought of tech house is house and techno merged.
Yeah, like groovy. Percussions and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then there's also like different kinds of like jungly sounding tech house, like tribal and shit like that.
Yeah, well,
that's where kind of that's what I don't understand. Like, there's tech house, but then there's like tribal kind of.
Well,
shit.
because tribal was always more of like a house thing.
I think that was
Traditionally, I
considered
think.
like tech house back then as well.
Yeah.
Like, well, that was probably like the
'Cause-
roots of it. Because I think I'm not sure what that dude's name is, like Leo and Bushwalker or something like that.
yeah,
Like they
yeah.
were like the pioneers for it,
Yeah.
supposedly. Yeah, I remember reading that. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of like, if you look at early house music, a lot of it was taken from resampling like funk breaks and
disco and all that
disco
shit,
and
yeah.
a lot. There was hand percussion and a lot of that.
I wonder who was the first person to start like, I'm not gonna use those samples. I'm just gonna try to make my own shit to make a house track. Because sampling was heavy back then. Like, even with hip hop, it still is now. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, so many things are based in it. I couldn't tell you.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, I think definitely with when the drum machines came around.
Who even started genres? That's what I trip out on.
I think that's just a need for categorization. I think it's a marketing thing more than anything. I think
Maybe.
it makes people feel connected to something greater than themselves.
They can label
in a way.
themselves.
They can label it so it's easier to understand. It's as simple as that. I think it's just in a way like a bizarre form of psychological warfare. Because then the way people get sucked up in it is that they'll refuse to listen to anything that isn't that one genre.
It's like those people who are like, I don't want to eat it if it doesn't have bacon. And they're like, bacon is life. And then like that sriracha shit, like sriracha is life. I don't eat anything without it. Yeah, it's like that.
If that's your life, you need to get a new life. I mean, come on, think about all the things you're missing out on.
Yeah, pretty much, huh? That's crazy.
It's the same thing with genres, or even record labels. I mean, it's amazing. Even like a label like Mousetrap, it's cultivated a fan base that is so addicted to the brand itself that they valued the brand over most other things, over genre, over artist, unless it's Deadmau5, because ultimately Mousetrap and Deadmau5 are one and the same. But it's really fascinating how it all works, and it's just like cult mentality.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It trips me out.
It's just, I don't know.
I hope I get a cult following.
You might not.
Yeah, I probably won't.
You never know.
It's a trip, dude. I mean, I wouldn't mind just like being able to go play everywhere and it's just sold out shows all the time because people fucking love my shit. But
the problem you're gonna have though?
What?
When you have a cult following, you can't call them little monsters.
No, I wouldn't. That sounds fucking weird.
Lady Gaga already has that.
Oh man.
You could just be the got down.
I don't know. Maybe they could just be people, regular, no like title with it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean that's not very sexy, but yeah, I agree with you.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I hope to play like what is it, like Awakenings and shit like that.
Yeah, the techno festivals.
Yeah, like Time Warp.
Yeah, Movement.
I also want to do like daytime shit, like those open air.
Oh yeah.
I like shit like that.
Yeah. I never get to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Recently, it's always like, oh, you're playing from 3 to 5 a.m.
It's like, why am I closing?
Sweet.
But I liked before I used to play these at Avalon as the after hours, Frenzy after hours.
Oh yeah.
I used to play that, but it was like when I first started playing it, I would play it 2 to 3, and then after I played there a few more times, they started having me like 5 to 7, 5 to 6, and it's kind of like, fuck, that's kind of late.
How do you do that?
I don't even know how I did. I would just take a bottle in and get fucked up in there, and
Really?
yeah, time would fly and be like, oh shit, I gotta get on.
When I have to do things like that, I just go to sleep at like 11.
Really? I wouldn't be able to get back. Well, I might be able to get back up, but then I'd be too tired. I probably wouldn't even want to go.
Yeah, well, it's like it's a gig, it's work. You got to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I go to sleep, then I wake up at 2:00 in the morning or whatever, take a shower, and then go over to the club.
Yeah, because I would just go out to like a bar till like 2 and then go to the club after that.
Oh my God, I can't do it. I get too tired.
That's crazy because people do the after hours are just 2 to 7, and then they have that thing across the street that's Joseph's or something like that.
Yeah.
From 7 till like 2 p.m.
Oh my God.
Drinking mimosas and shit.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I can't do that. Well, all those people that go there are fucking all like on one and shit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Yeah,
It's a pretty random group of people that go to that shit. But it gets packed. That's what I've always liked, because that club, the Frenzy After Hours, I was always able to play whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I always liked that. I would try out new tracks there and everything.
Right.
It was cool.
Where's your favorite place you've played so far?
I don't know. I liked Output.
Yeah.
Because it was small.
It's not that small. It's 2,000 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Damn.
Uh-huh.
It didn't seem like that. It seemed like a lot less.
Like
Maybe
with their combined rooms, but the main room's the biggest one.
Yeah, the main room that I was in, that's 2,000. Oh, it's
The main room...
like 1,000, right? Because it seemed like it was packed, but it didn't seem like there was...
But did they have the mezzanine open?
I think so, the other
Because
room.
that's pretty... You can get a lot of people. I would say the main room's probably 1,200.
God damn.
It's-
Yeah, because it was packed for like my... Because I played like... I think I played an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have an opener, so they asked me to... Oh, do you want to play? So instead of us having this fucking flash drive here, playing a mix. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And they started letting people in, and by the... Like maybe like 30 minutes in, it was like pretty full. And then by the time I got off, it was packed. But it didn't like... It seemed like there was maybe like 500. It didn't seem like that big.
Yeah.
Because like I said, in the pictures, it looked big. And then when I got there, I was like, what the fuck? It was still cool, though. I like the lights in the back and everything.
I love it. Yeah.
But let's see. House of Yes was dope, too.
Okay.
I had fun there because I did like a live set there. And I did a DJ set. I opened and closed.
Yeah.
That was a good time. I just like that I can play anything and people fucking dance to it, Like
You're
literally
lucky.
anything and people will dance to it.
Not everybody gets to do that.
I don't know. And then I really liked Rebel because that shit was just like crazy. It was like a crazy club, with lights and everything. Like I said, it's pretty.
Yeah. It was a good spectacle. For
Yeah,
sure.
it was that. And then Factory 93 was dope because it was just dark and like it was a clean club, but it was like dingy, Like it feels
It's
like
a warehouse.
Yeah, it's a warehouse.
It's a
that's
big
why.
warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm not sure I have a favorite, but I enjoyed them. It'd probably have to be tied with maybe Output and Factory 93.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is next?
Kingdom.
Well, no.
Just like
Yeah, well, like literally Kingdom, but like musically, what are you doing next?
like putting out or
Not writing, exploring. Are you listening to new shit? Like,
okay, yeah. I don't know. Lately, when I'm at work, I kind of like make hip hop beats and shit on my phone because I use iMachine.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a little app that's just dope.
Yeah.
It's quick ideas. I could do like house stuff. I can do hip hop stuff. I can do anything, dubstep if I want.
Yeah.
But lately, like, I'm always chilling at work, so I just make a little beat, like a little hip hop beat really quick, and then I'll put like a little lead sound or I'll sample something and get a loop going and just listen to that for hours. And until I realize, like, holy shit, maybe I should add another sound. And I add another sound, and yeah, I listen to this, like a bunch of like lo-fi hip hop shit.
Okay.
Like they're like minute beats, no singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll listen to like just old rock shit, like classic shit, like Rolling Stones, I guess, like Creedence.
Really?
Yeah, bunch of random stuff. I also listen to like Ray Charles a lot. Like I listen to this dude named Louis Prima. It's like this, like Frank Sinatra type shit.
Okay.
I listen to that guy too.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of random shit, really. Like Amy Winehouse, I really like a lot.
Really?
Yeah, like
Interesting.
big fan. Yeah, I really like her shit.
Do you listen to a lot of club music or not?
Not really.
Yeah.
I kind of before I used to like a shitload. That was just like 24/7. Then eventually I was kind of like, maybe I should listen to other people's stuff because then that influences me and I end up sounding like them. Or I get, people are like, oh, this kind of sounds like this person. This kind of sounds like that person.
Yeah.
And I started thinking like, I don't want people saying that. I want people to say like, oh, it sounds like Monstergetdown,
Right. Or Amy Winehouse.
Or Amy Winehouse. Yeah.
Cool.
But, I wanted I don't know. I just started listening to my own shit like over and over and over. And then that's when I hate doing that because then it starts making you think like, fuck, I can fix this, I can fix that, but you don't have to,
Oh,
once the track is done, it should just be done. You don't go back to it. That's the curse.
I go through that all the time.
That shit happens to me a lot.
And then I'll keep listening to final mixes and hear like there's one S in one word that is overly sibilant.
Yeah.
And I have to go and fix that one little S.
With a little popper stopper?
No, well, like I'm not going to re-sing one S, but no, I got to go in and do some EQ automation tweak or whatever. But how did you get into doing music?
Like when did I start wanting to produce, or when did I I don't know. I don't know.
Because you're what, 25 now?
Gonna be 25. Yeah, I'm 24.
Okay.
25. But like wanting to make music, I don't even fucking know. I used to just like the first actual. Well, I wouldn't even say the first actual dance track because my mom would play disco all the time, so I would hear disco and other shit like that.
Yeah.
But like the first actual dance track that I heard and was like, this shit's sick, was "Shake and Pop" by Green Velvet.
Oh. Right. All right.
Such a stupid track.
You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after that, I started getting into like indie music and dance shit, and then this was like 2000. I don't even know, like 2007, 2008 maybe. Because I didn't start making music to 2010. So up to then, like the year after that, I ended up discovering Deadmau5 and shit. Because I used to go to these like little underground raves, and my friend used to do light shows, and he's like, "Oh, check out this guy! I really like his shit." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he sent me I think it was the Rewards Cheese or something like that. And
sounds about right. Time frame.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, check these out," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I just started listening to other shit, Argru, everything, and I was just like, "What the fuck? This guy's dope." And We Fail.
Yeah.
All that stuff, Jaded.
Sure.
Yeah, and then that's when, I think in like 2008 or something, that's when Deadmau5 had like his label. Like I remember he used to put up videos on like YouTube, and like it was like him and Chris Lake in their little shitty studio. I'm not gonna say shitty, but it was better than what I ever had.
Yeah, the basement studio.
It was like a little room, and they would be in there.
Yeah.
And I used to see that and be like, damn, I can't wait till I want to be on that label. And then, I kind of just forgot about it. And I would just keep watching videos, whatever. And then I came across, this dude I knew. I was looking at a Guitar Center book, and I was like, oh shit, Ableton. I was like, I want to get that. And he's like, oh, I'll hook you up. Don't even trip. He's like, you want to make music? And I was like, yeah, sure. He installed it on my computer, and he was just like, the kicks go here, the claps go here, and the hats go here. Anything else in between is up to you. And I was like, what the fuck? And that's
hysterical.
Yeah. And that's how it started. And then I went through the tutorial through Ableton, and I learned. It's crazy because when you're doing the tutorial on there, they show you how to set up MIDI and everything. And up until like 2 years ago, I barely learned how to like use MIDI.
Really?
Yeah, my friend taught me how to. That's crazy. Because like when I first started, I went through that tutorial, and I was like, what the fuck does this make sense? I had this shitty ass Casio keyboard, like an MT210 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a keyboard from the 80s.
Right.
Or the 90s, I don't even know. But I was like, oh, it has those MIDI things, like, or the little. I just seen the picture, and I was like, whoa, it has that. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
the 5-pin.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, it has that. So I bought this shitty ass fucking MIDI USB thing, because I didn't know about sound cards. I didn't know about anything. All I knew is the kicks go here, the claps, and the hats.
That's it.
That's all.
Still to this day, kicks here, claps here, hats here. The end.
No, but that's all I knew. And up until, like I said, like 2 years ago, my homie I told him, like, I don't even know how to. I have these things, but I don't know how to set them MIDI. So I just play it like live or like straight up, and I just record it and then try to sample it. And he's like, oh, it's pretty easy. And he showed me, and I was like, what the fuck? I felt like a dumbass. Like, dude, it's easy. You just plug it in and just set up some shit on the computer. Easy.
Yeah. Well, you didn't know. You can't blame yourself for that.
It's embarrassing, though. Because, like, 2 years ago, it's like, it was around the time, like, I got signed to Mousetrap. That's when I learned all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
You might not be the first person who got signed to Mousetrap who didn't know what MIDI was.
That's embarrassing, man.
Not really. It's understandable.
Yeah.
You were taught the kicks go here, the hats go here, and the claps go here.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, I didn't know anything. And then up until, maybe like a year before that, I had watched, like, I didn't really know much about EQ. It was stupid because I didn't throw EQs on anything. I would just kind of like just fix the levels and
yeah, sure.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's what you know.
Yeah,
we all do that when
because it was all
out.
like self-taught. Like I would just watch some YouTube videos, but I never went to school for any of that. I wanted to, but you know, I would watch YouTube videos, and I ended up getting this like masterclass thing for EQing, and it was like a 3-hour video.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I watched it over a few times, and I was like, okay, I get it, I understand it, and then well, no, I don't fully understand it, but I understand it enough to EQ my stuff and make it sound decent.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you just using the stock Ableton EQ?
Yeah, I got the Fab Filter one, but I'm not really sure I like it.
I don't like that one very much.
It feels a little kiddish.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It's silly. I like when I pop up an EQ, I have all my bands already set up. I don't like seeing this blank canvas of nothingness.
And you click everything in and have to drag it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like it a little bit more traditional where I have, 5 channels, basically, and I can just, pull them, and I just like it that way. I like other Fab Filter stuff, just Pro Q just isn't one of them.
Yeah, no, that's the only one I've ever used. I've never used any other Fab Filter stuff.
The reverb is really good. Pro R, I think. And then their multi-band compressor, Pro MB, is amazing. I use that a lot.
I'm going to have to check that out.
That one's really good. And they're nice. Like, once you own some of their stuff, you get discounts on anything else.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is helpful.
It's very...
Yeah, that's good. But, I remember, like, Joel loves Pro L.
What's that?
It's Fab Filter's limiter.
Oh, okay.
I remember being at his place and seeing, like, that strapped on the master bus pretty heavily.
I remember when I first started, people used to tell me, put a limiter on your master when you start. And then after, I was kind of like, it sounds a little weird. So I just took it off, and I wouldn't do anything to the master. I would just kind of like...
keep it from clipping? Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And then it was maybe like 3 years, and it's probably late. It's stupid because maybe like 3 years in, I realized you're supposed to like level out each channel, like keep everything under a certain, like, well, people say like what, -6 or something like that.
Oh, so you were just pulling down the master fader.
Yeah, before, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Like a dumbass, yeah.
I mean, you can get away with it in the digital realm. You're essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah. And then after I realized, like, I'm supposed to do each channel individually, like fix it and then EQ it, and that's
the thing that takes more work.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, okay. And then that's when I got more into that, and that's when I got the masterclass thingy, and
yeah,
man, I've learned a lot since then. Like, in the past few years, it's crazy.
It's a whole different language.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel dumb when I talk to people. Like, what? What are you even saying?
It's a whole different vocabulary. It's pretty unbelievable. Yeah. What's the newest thing you learned?
I don't really know. What have I learned? Well, I don't think I've learned much lately. Right. I kind of just like, lately I've been trying not to use my computer as much. I just turn on, like, my friend let me borrow a TR-8, so I just turn that on, my bass station and my Mother 32, and I just kind of like...
just jam out?
Try to jam out and build a good idea from there, and then I'll record it, and
I think
eventually add things.
That's a good way. I like that, because that's more organic.
Yeah, but then, like, sometimes I don't like it, because I'll get stuck on the loop, and then I won't know what else to add.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't know, yeah. But recently, no, I don't think I've just been checking out a lot of VSTs. Like, one of my favorite ones is Fire. It's called Fire. It's by MDSP. It's like this. The VST that I use called Fire is, there was a contest for a delay.
Okay.
VST, and this dude won. I don't know. I only got it because when I met Stimming, I asked him, how do you do this crazy weird delay thing? And he's like, oh, I use this thing called Fire. And after that, I downloaded it.
Okay.
And now I use it on a ton of shit.
Huh.
Because I've always
I haven't
liked
heard of
that. I've always liked that like grainy, weird, like delay type sound.
The really digital delay.
Especially on vocals.
Yeah.
Especially on vocals. But, yeah, I don't know. I've just been using my analog stuff, yeah.
So not music related. What have you learned most recently?
Damn. Have I learned anything recently?
I'm sure you have.
No, not really. No, just maybe like, I don't really do much. I just kind of play games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you playing?
My DS.
What's DS?
3DS, like Nintendo DS.
Oh, the little handheld
like Game Boy. Yeah.
Future Game Boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned how to hack it. That's about it.
Right, okay.
Yeah. What? Yeah, no, I haven't learned much.
All right. Are you working on new music right now?
Yeah, actually, I hung out with Chris, so we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
I had a lot of ideas that I wasn't really, like, digging. I don't know, I just listened to him so much after you listen to a loop, it's kind of like, does this even sound good?
Yeah, you lost the forest for the trees.
Yeah. And I needed to hear maybe someone else's input,
Yeah.
to pump me back up like, yo, all right, maybe I do have a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I showed him a ton of shit. About half of it, he was like, this is good. Let's just keep working on that. Add this, add that. Gave me a bunch of notes. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It was dope.
Sweet. What's the next thing you want to do?
I don't know. I want to release on a dope-ass label. Besides Mousetrap,
Nice save.
Huh? Besides Mousetrap. I don't know. I've always wanted to be on Carl Cox's label, Intech.
Intech? Yeah.
Always. And Monica Cruz's label, Terminal M.
Yeah, I like Terminal M.
That was always a big one for me. For a while, I wanted to be on 1605, but then I was like, not really. It's like, not really.
5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. When I was really big on like that that hip hop vocal sampled tech house. Man.
Okay.
That was really big for a good while. And they were putting that stuff out, so I was like, man, I want to be on there.
Yeah.
But then what I also realized, which I kind of hate, is that a lot of the music that people are putting out is old as fuck. And it might be sitting on the shelf before it even comes out for like a year.
Sometimes, yeah.
Or it'll be on the catalog release thingy for like, a year or two.
Yeah.
And I'll trip on that because that person is already on the next thing.
Yeah, they're already
they're already setting the next trend, and that's what I always trip out on.
Yeah, they don't even want to ever hear that song ever again.
Yeah, because they've heard it so much, and then when it finally does come out, they have to play it. They always have to play for people.
I have to gig this for a year
but you
now.
have to play it. It's like when people go see fucking You, they might be like, oh, I want to hear My Love Aside, or fucking, is that one of your songs, My Love Aside?
That's one of my songs.
Yeah. Or fucking, what was that song? The Fever. They might want to hear that.
Yeah, you should know. You remixed that one.
Yeah, I want to hear The Fever. Fucking, I want to hear Basimilis.
I don't mind hearing The Fever, but I'd be happy if I've never heard My Love Aside ever again.
Really? This
I mean, maybe
song,
it's like,
I like Patchwork. That's on Patchwork, right? Or is that on?
No, My Love Aside was Ephemera, but that was that song. The theme of it came from a skateboard deck, actually. That
really?
Yeah. My ex gave it to me for Christmas one year, and it was this amazing deck that I threw out in a ball of rage. But no, what it was,
I didn't even skate it.
No, never. I never would have. It was like kind of like a weird shaped one. It was like a cruiser deck, but it was so like it was Welcome Skateboards, and it was.
Damn, that was a long time ago. Huh?
Yeah,
it must have been a long time because I don't think that company is.
No, they're still going. This was 3 years ago, and but what it was basically it was like this like light blue, kind of like a cruiser surfer shape board, like 9.5 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
But it had this sloth on it with a fucking like demonic upside down cross, like on his forehead. Yeah.
Like the rappers nowadays?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is pre-rapper. This is a sloth. And then at the bottom of the board is this dead little girl on a bicycle and his claws out. So the sloth killed the little girl. And then, and then underneath it, there was just a line that said, "There's nowhere to hide since you put my love aside."
Wow.
And
that's dark. That's dark.
But this is what's amazing about that. Do you know where that line comes from?
Where?
Grease.
What do you mean Grease? Oh, like the movie Grease?
John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, Grease.
I hated that movie so much because my sister would like play it while we'd watch it, and then I want to watch it again. Rewind. This is with the VCR, you know? She rewind it,
of course.
watch it again, rewind it, watch it again. I was like, I fucking hate this movie. Like,
yeah, my brother did that with Star Wars. So
yeah, Star Wars is pretty good though.
Yeah, but after the 100th time, you don't need to see A New Hope ever again.
Yeah, true.
That was Mr. Monstergetdown. Go check out his new EP called 28mm out right now on Mousetrap. I'll see you guys next week.